Hey, what's up? It's your boy, the young man himself, said you boy, the fine man himself, Nigga B. And I've got here my friend, and a musician, an artist. What else do you do, bro? An actor.
Hey, man.
Bro, he's an all-round artist. He's out here. Everybody give it up. Virtual claps for my boy, Kelvin. No, hold up. Kelvin Fuji.
Oh my god.
What's up, my boy?
I'm good, brother, man. How are you?
I'm alright, my boy.
Glad to be
Thank you for being the first guest. I really appreciate it, man. Remember when I was telling you about how I want to start something,
Yeah.
and I was like, I want you to be the first
Yeah.
guest, and like here we are.
Dude, thank you for having me as the first person.
For sure, bro. For sure.
Considering that this is gonna be like the first of many.
First of many,
And
bro.
I pray that this is, it builds into a much bigger thing.
Yeah,
Having me as the
man.
first person,
Yeah.
like, to be honest, like, it means genuinely the world to me. So just thank you so much for considering me.
Yeah, man.
For being here.
Yeah,
So,
man.
yeah,
Nah. Thank you. How many interviews have you done before?
Not a lot, probably like a handful. I can count
Handful.
them on like one hand.
Yeah.
The interviews that I've done.
Damn. I wasn't his first.
You're the best. You may
I'm
be
the-
the best. You may be the best.
Thank you, my
That's
boy.
what I'm
Thank
saying,
you, my
bro.
boy. So yeah, man. There's a lot we can get into.
Of course.
You know, I was excited actually to have you on the first episode. This is like the first episode with the guest, like I've said. But I have to do the pilot to see how well it's gonna run. This might just be one season of something, and
course.
a next season, and so on as we grow, you know.
Of course.
But Jim, thank you, bro.
Thank
I
you.
really appreciate. Praise God for blessing us. Yeah, man. He has blessed us with so many talents. He has blessed us with so many gifts, and we're gonna get into that, bro. We're gonna
Yes.
get into that.
Yes.
So I'm not sure if you remember the topic that I wanted us to get into
Yes.
about authenticity and
Yes.
influence.
Yes.
So yeah, but I've got some icebreakers.
Yeah?
I came prepared, bro.
Okay.
I got my notebook here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I'll be a death note.
Nah.
Not trying to.
Nah, bro.
Okay.
By the way, you watching Death Note?
Yeah, man.
How is it, bro?
Dude, I love it, but I hate it at the same time.
Yeah?
I hate the main character so much.
Yeah. Who
killed-
is the main character?
Light Yagami, bro.
Bro, you know what's crazy? I see your statuses, man, and you're like, you're saying Light, like you hate Light, like Light is the worst guy. Like, bro, what did I do? But you're talking about you talking about an anime character. Funny thing is, my name means Light.
That's crazy.
That's crazy, bro.
No way.
And I'm like, what did I do? What did I do? Like, why?
You're the person carrying a note right now, so I'm just being overly.
Hey, but yeah,
I'm just being overly cautious right now.
but yeah, I got my notebook.
Hey,
It's not
Hey.
a death note.
hey.
I got my notebook and I've got some questions. You know, I have some icebreakers. Let me just get them.
Take your time.
Yeah, man. So
your
yeah,
time.
first question: what's the current book that you're reading?
I am currently into manga and anime,
Yeah.
so I don't know if this is gonna count as a book. But I'm currently reading up on Death Note, the manga.
Yeah.
I was able to like get it recently.
Yeah.
So I've just been like reading that as well as catching up with the anime.
Yeah.
I've been rereading Boruto, which is like the best like anime / manga of like all time. New gen, like don't at me. But yeah, dude, I've just been trying to get back into that whole manga thing. It's been such a long time.
Yeah.
I have these books on like Michelangelo, those like old artists of then during the Renaissance period that I've just been trying to like get into. I have their books as well. So yeah, recently I've just been getting into like a lot of visual literature. I'd say.
Visual literature. I like that you said that. You know, because literature isn't just about the letters. You know, it's also about the pictures. It's also about the sound. You know how beautiful that word is actually, literature. So yeah, it's about text and all that. But yeah,
Yes.
so you said you into anime. You know, I appreciate that because I'm also a big anime fan.
Of course.
What's your favorite anime show? You have to pick one. Okay, let me give me a top 5. Give me a top 5.
Top 5?
Yeah.
I'd say Dragon Ball
What-
Z.
Yeah. Z.
Yeah. I'd
Okay,
say Dragon Ball Z.
okay.
I'd say Naruto.
Talk.
Just like Naruto
Talk.
Shippuden. I'd say Death Note because I love it so much. Like I love it so much. This might be a controversial one. Boruto. That's like a big one for me. And
I'm hoping you say this one, bro. I'm hoping you say this one.
Let me not make some people mad today. Definitely not One Piece. I'm not saying, guys. One Piece is it's such an unnecessary anime. Why is it that long? Why does it take over 100 episodes to beat one guy? Like, actually, like, grow up. You don't even know what the One Piece is. Anyways, but I'd say my top 5.
You're on your last one, bro.
I'm on my last one.
You're on your last one.
It's such a difficult one, and I love so many anime.
Yeah.
Dude. Like it's like there's so many that I love. It's
bro,
like,
you have to say this one, bro. You have to say this one.
Damn it. Let me say, just for the sake of being safe.
Yeah.
Attack on Titan.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what's up. Because it's up there for me as well.
Yeah.
Including Dragon Ball, but Dragon Ball in itself, you know.
Yeah.
But the top one in all of them has to be Z. Has
100%.
to be Z, bro. Has to be Z.
100%.
I'd say Dragon Ball, Attack on Titan. My third one would be Naruto.
Of course.
I was one of those kids. At 5 p.m.
That's what I'm saying.
SRBC2, bro. Gotta go home, bro, and catch that episode on the next episode of Dragon Ball Z. I was that kid, bro. I was that kid. So, yeah, Dragon Ball, Attack on Titan. I'd say number 3. I'll just give you 3. Number 3, My Hero Academia.
Okay.
My Hero Academia. Yeah, I have to rewatch it.
You have to.
I have to rewatch it.
The ending.
Yeah. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, you have to watch it.
But do you watch Double Sub?
See, that's a controversial topic because I know there's people out there
the people
that are like,
you
can't do dub because you're not cultured. But then at the same time, if you're sub, it's almost as if like you're being a tryhard.
Yeah, for sure. That's crazy. She said that.
For me personally, this might sound very corny, but I enjoy the best of both worlds. You know, sometimes I like the rawness and authenticity that comes, you know, from the sub, where it's just the voice actors just going in. You know, you look at Dragon Ball Z, where, you know, Akira Toriyama, the creator of Dragon Ball, he's the one who
R.I.P.
handpicked.
bro.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
the GOAT.
bro.
He's the one who handpicked the voice actor or actress for Goku because that's the person he knew he wanted. So there's a certain level of accuracy that goes with that. But I also can't understate the value of dub, you know. Sometimes I'm not trying to read, dude. Like, we have the manga for that. You know, anime, I'm really just trying to lock in on the action, lock in on, like, what's going on. You know, and sometimes the subtitles can be a bit distracting. So for me, it's the best of both worlds. Can't really pick. Yeah,
because both worlds are authentic in their own way, you know. They have an influence as well, which is, you know, the topic that we're going to get into, you know, authenticity and influence. So they both have their own nuances and details that people appreciate, and that's the beautiful thing, you know. That's a beautiful thing about the world, because we live in a diverse world with all these knowledges, and with all the knowledge, I said knowledges.
We're gonna cut that out.
We're gonna include it. We don't cut anything out. We don't cut anything out. Uncut. So, yeah, as I was saying, with both worlds, or like in the whole world that we live in, we live in a world that's diverse, and it allows for people to be authentic, and in their authenticity, they influential to the people that they attract, you know, the people's attention that they get. So it's all about picking your group as well, you know. But anyway, I'm just going on a ramble, and I do that a lot. But dang, I have a whole lot of icebreaker questions.
Listen, we have a lot of time.
We have a lot of time in it. We might just have to break this up into 2 parts as well.
Yeah.
Because this intro in itself is long. But anyway, Dang, this one is tough. It's a 2-part question, but separate.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite all-time song, and then another question. Current favorite song.
Don't do that to me.
Let's go.
Don't do that.
You're an artist, bro. You have
Don't do that to
You're
me.
an artist, bro. Let's go. Let's go.
No, dude. All time.
All time.
Damn. Can I give you a current one?
Yeah, give me current. Give me current.
As I think about the all time. So lately I've been listening to a lot of Blood Orange. A lot of Dev
Orange.
Hines. He has this song, Bro, You're Not Good Enough. It's so good. Like, it's so...
This is
it's
current.
Current, yeah.
When did he release it?
This is like 10 years ago, dude.
For sure.
This
Okay.
is, I actually, funny enough, I heard it on the set while I was recording. While I was like recording or shooting rather for like the music video or like the visuals for the song that I'm gonna be releasing soon.
Yeah.
And I was like hearing this song that one of the creative director Dito was playing. I was like, wow, this is actually a great song. So I did some research, found out about it, and I've literally been a fan ever since. All time.
I can narrow it down for you,
Okay.
but it'll be a layered question to it.
Okay.
Your favorite artist and your favorite all-time song from them. So you have to say your favorite artist and your all-time favorite song from them.
Okay. This is gonna be a bit unfair because like I have so many. I'm just gonna pick from like the long list of my favorite people. There is this guy called McGee, yeah. There's this guy. His music is incredible, dude. Like the way that he's able to like make such like minimal kind of like pop records, but it's like it sounds like something you'd hear like in the 90s or like the 80s. Like he has this song called Candy, and wow, like best song I've heard in like whatever.
Yeah.
Ever. You know, he references a lot of my favorite artists, you know, your Van Halens, your Journey, Phil Collins, those guys from like back then. Like he has, it's almost as if like he and those spirits are in him, the spirit of that music, and I just love how raw and authentic like his music is. Like no pun intended, but like just the way that he's able to express himself and the rawness that comes from it, it's something that really resonates to me. You know, you can even look at artists like Tyler the Creator, who's another favorite artist of mine.
I was shocked that you didn't mention him, but now that you mention him,
I was gonna mention him. Yeah, like he's so authentic, bro. Like
for sure.
The way that he presents himself, his music, the subject matter he tackles, his like appearance, like so much of him is like, wow, like I'm just being myself, and I don't care. It doesn't matter who rocks with me or who doesn't. Like I'm gonna do me at the end of the day, you know. And for someone who like me, who's like an artist, who's an like, aspiring artist, you know, I look at that and I'm like, you know, that's very like inspiring. You know, being able to like present yourself as who you are, not trying to fit a mold, not trying to fit in or be like, oh, I have to do this to get to a certain place. You know, having him as an example of someone who was able to make it in an industry where people have to follow the status quo, and he just like did what he
just does him,
and he made it regardless. You know,
for sure.
Yeah, it has to be him for sure. Now that I think about it, I think Tyler's actually
Tyler. I was shocked.
Yeah, I
that
think
you
Tyler
didn't say
actually.
him.
I
So
think Tyler's
your
actually-
favorite song from Tyler then?
He has. There's so many, dude. There's so many. Currently, he has this song called "Darling." Darling, I keep falling in love. That's like, wow. Crazy subject matter, but like amazing song, beautiful song. One of my favorite songs by him that I've loved for like a long time, there's this song with a Flower Boy. It's called Pothole. Like
yeah, it's a fire song. I won't
Dude,
lie. It's a fire song.
There's this like section after the chorus where he's like rapping for like 8 bars, and the music behind that, oh my god,
like people miss the little things.
the little
bro.
things, dude.
The little things.
The little things, and like for like years I'd look for like an instrumental a version that only has that part playing like looped, because I loved it so much, bro. Like, that's genuinely, wow, beautiful song, beautiful arrangement, beautiful.
I lost one.
Yeah.
Last one. How many push-ups, pull-ups, and sit-ups can you do?
Trying to find out.
You trying to go off, bro?
After this interview, we can go hit those push-ups, bro, and find out.
Yeah.
We can go, bro.
How we can go, bro?
Because if I say 50, you guys are gonna think I'm lying. You guys are gonna think I'm just saying this for the camera. So I'm gonna show you guys that I'm really about that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you guys what I can do.
Next video that we're doing together is us capturing how many push-ups.
100%.
Yeah.
He better not postpone that video,
bro.
I'ma be on him. I'm be like, yo, dog, when are we shooting this video?
Yeah.
Nah, dog.
Let's shake on it. Let's shake on it. And I actually want to say thank you for bringing that up, because you've been on my case about this video, bro. Because if anything, I'll be honest. I'm someone who slacks, and I'm someone who procrastinates a lot. And that's something I gotta work on a lot more next year, because I do put in the work, and I believe I'm smart. You know, I'm a hard worker.
You are.
But when it comes to my own things, I tend to slack. So I have to hold myself accountable on that. And I'm grateful for you for holding me accountable on that, because you were on my case for months. Because we had this conversation in July, when we were at NAF.
Yeah.
And then you've been on my case about this video. But we had like schedules, you know, clashing, commitment. But we're here now. And I'm grateful, bro. Yes. I'm grateful. So, the topic at hand. Since we've been mentioning it more than once now, we've been teasing at it. So, on the topic of authenticity, how do you define authenticity in today's day and age, and how has this definition evolved with the rise of social media? Now, I want to say social media can be, you know, not just the social media platforms being Instagram, TikTok, and all that, but also like in the music space, you know, in the spaces of acting as well. In all these platforms and fields of work, how has authenticity evolved, and what would you define authenticity to be?
I think authenticity, the word, has come a long way. I'd like to believe for a time there was like, everyone spam W's in the chat if we're recording.
W's in the chat.
W's in the comments if we're still recording. If there's in like spam that, yeah.
There's a whole lot of cutting I must do, but yeah.
But yeah, I think the definition of authenticity has changed over the span of time. I believe there was a time where authenticity meant standing up for what's right, you know, saying, you know, speaking about things that may not be like widely accepted. Personally, I believe strongly that authenticity is, first of all, the awareness of who you are.
For sure.
And acting out of that. You know, I don't think you can be authentic if you don't know who you are. You know, because what are you being true to? What are you being like authentic to? You know, it's like the whole saying where it's like you either stand for something or like you for anything. You know, I think it comes from an awareness first and foremost of who you are as a person, and then everything that you do or the way that you live out your life is in congruence with that identity.
You know, it's beautiful that you said all of that. I'm just gonna cut it to saying it also plays a part in being influential, because we all have these aspects of life that influence us to carry ourselves in a way that we perform this identity, you know, of ourselves, you know, while staying true to ourselves, you know. You know, it's carrying yourself with conviction, with confidence, and with self-belief that, hey man, I'm standing up for this. This is who I am. You better respect it. You better appreciate it, you know. So yeah, and how has it evolved with the rise of social media?
I think with the rise of social media, maybe this might be a misinformed or ignorant take, but for me, it seems as if like there's people who claim to be authentic, but that's just for the sake of saying that they're authentic or just to get like a thing going, you know. But then you'll find that like in real life, like that's not the case. Like you'll find someone whose entire brand on social media is saying controversial stuff because for them they might believe that that's what's associated with authenticity, just like shock value and saying things that are like super, you know. That's why like people like Andrew Tate might be seen as like authentic, you know, where I'd argue like that could be argued, you know, just because you say controversial things, that's not necessarily to say that you're being true to who you are. It may just mean that you're knowingly or unknowingly trying to like cite a reaction or lead people to say, oh wow, like he's not saying what everyone's saying, maybe he is onto something, you know.
Hey, that's debatable for sure.
It is debatable,
you know. And you said something that links to one of the questions here, so I'm just gonna bring it up. How can creators in all aspects and in all fields ensure that their content remains true to their values while still engaging a broad audience?
I think,
because you touched on a lot of things that I'd say that they speak to these many subject matters that reflect people's authenticity, you know. Sorry to cut you off.
not a problem.
You were saying
Where can I think as creators, or like, let me rather say, as I've gone in life and like with my interactions and essentially my experiences, I'm starting to learn that a lot of creativity, if not all of it, is informed by like our real life of like who we are.
For sure.
You know, I do believe that who we are as people, or whatever we try to portray in our like real lives, that is going to bleed into, you know, the art that we create, whether that is in theater like you do, whether that's in the music, literature. I believe everything is informed by like a personal kind of like thing. I think meditating or like meditating on your values,
Preach.
really thinking about like your values as a person, I think that really helps, because you're able to be like, okay, if these are my values and this is what I stand for, then like if I'm making something like this, then I need to make sure, or I need to try my level best and see to it that like what I'm putting out is congruent with like my personal values. Let me make an example, like with, let's say you, right? Let's say, for example, you're, this is a crazy analogy, but let's say you are, let's say you're Tyler, the creator, right? And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, nah, like, uniform, everyone should like look the same. You know, you're gonna look at that and be like, that's kind of weird, because like I thought your values are like individuality and like self-expression. So how, if your personal values are self-expression and all these things that like, you know, kind of like foster this sense of like autonomy, it's like, how is that like not incongruent with like your artistic career? But there could even be a conversation held around that. Maybe even in doing that, the person may be trying to show the folly of trying to follow that route. There's like a lot of nuance that goes into these conversations, but just saying that all to say that like you need to ensure that you constantly reevaluating and meditating on like your values, and constantly reminding yourself of why you're doing what you're doing in the first place. I was speaking to Nithemba Nziweni. He's like the co-founder of like Gemini Vision and Heritage, and he was just like telling me about how, you know, essentially you really need to like like lock in on your why. You need to know why you're doing something. If you're going to pursue something, if it's a career, you need to know why you're doing this, because you never want to find yourself at a point in time or in a place where you regret the decision of being where you are right now. He was like, whether that's like writing it down on a paper every day, whether it's like looking at a wall and looking and being like, yo, this is what I'm gonna do. You know, you really need to like meditate on your values and take care of the person behind the art. You know, I have a friend who make this likeness between artists as kind of like superheroes or something, in the sense of like the brand or the persona that's like the flashy kind of side that everyone sees, the polished side. You know, if you're like motivational, they see that motivational side. But we'd have conversations about how like you need to take care of the person behind that mask. You know, you need to make sure that the person who's wearing that mask is taken care of. You know, how can you help others if you yourself are in great need of help?
That's good, because there's a responsibility in, firstly, you're touching on the person's values. So there's a responsibility to holding those values, because you're not just only doing it for yourself, but you're also standing up for people who in a sense don't have the platforms to speak for themselves, you know what I mean? So it's really important, because the responsibility also lies on yourself as the creator and the person who's wearing these different masks. Because in front of the camera I'm someone else, because I won't lie, there's a sense of performativity when it comes to being in the camera. Because if anything, in order to entertain and influence, you have to now adapt this persona that is flashy, like you said, because you're trying to attract people and you're trying to leave them with something, leave them with the idea that then, hey man, I can also do this, you know, I can also shine in this way. But there's also the responsibility, because you owe it to yourself to take care of the person who's got the mask of not the mask, but who's not wearing the mask. Because one thing that Tyler was touching on in his album is that take off your mask. Because when you take off your mask, who's that person? Is that person taken care of? Is that person mentally fine? Are they spiritually okay? What's their well-being, their overall well-being, you know?
Yeah.
So in that, there's just a whole lot of responsibility, bro. You know, because you owe it to yourself to be okay. You know, you owe it to you to be taken care of. You have to provide for yourself in a way, because before you take care of other people, you have to take care of yourself. I guess it can be in a way selfish, but then you're also being selfless in the act, because if you don't take care of yourself, one day, let's say for example, you catch me on a bad day and I'm not taking care of myself as a creator. You catch me on a bad day and then I blow off at you. It's gonna shock you, because in front of the camera I'm happy, but when the camera goes off or when the mic goes off, I'm someone who's down all the time, who's crying secretly at night, and who's just bleeding in silence. You know what I'm saying? So there's a whole lot of responsibility. Yes, you can be authentic, you can be true to yourself, and that's the important part. You have to be true to yourself. As much as you perform, you also have to.
There needs to be a realness.
You have to be real, bro. You have to, like, let's also face reality. Let's also face reality. Like, what's going on in your mind? What's going on in your life? You don't have to like go too deep into it, and especially in front of the camera or in front of or with the mic. But you have to have that intimacy with yourself, and not just yourself, but with God as well. Because if anything, we're spiritual beings who are inhabiting this vessel, and in our lives we are so focused on the natural, the physical of what's going on.
Yes.
But if you look at the mental of someone, are they taken care of mentally? Are they eating well? Are they going to therapy? Do they have friends who they can talk to? Do they have family who they can open up their heart to? So yeah, it's just a whole lot of nuances and profundity that you need to take care of as a performer and a content creator. So this leads me to the next question. What does vulnerability play in being perceived as authentic?
I don't